Hello and welcome to this video. This video is called the IM Arsenal. It's the tools for success. Basically, just like a carpenter has a hammer and a drill. Internet marketers have tools of their own that make their life easier. Um, just to automate things and so what I wanted to do is I actually wanted to put together a video showing the tools that I use on a daily, if not weekly basis. Um, so let's get right into it. For hosting, I use GoDaddy. I've used other things in the past. I've used like HostGator and things like that, but in my opinion, I use GoDaddy. I'm happy with them. The cool thing about GoDaddy is that you could have one hosting account and host multiple websites under it. So that's that I think that's really cool. I have a hosting account and I have like 10 websites underneath just that one hosting account, and they're easy to add. You just buy a domain name, and it's just GoDaddy is really easy. Uh, and Homestead. Now Homestead is actually my secret weapon. If it wasn't, many people don't know about Homestead. If it wasn't for Homestead, I probably wouldn't be where I am now because I had absolutely no technical skills, technical knowledge at all. I didn't know how to build a website, anything. So if you are absolutely lost by building websites or anything like that, Homestead is great. And all of these tools, I'm not going to really go into each one in detail in this video because it just might clutter your brain with all this information. So I just wanted to show you all the tools, and then you'll see how they're used in later videos, in more specific to each tool. Um, so yeah, Homestead is great, and the reason why it's a WYSIWYG editor, so it's what you see is what you get. You literally could build sales pages. I build all my product sales pages on Homestead. The downside is that it's not really flexible, so not a lot of people use it. So if you ever decide to go and sell your sites, you're gonna run into a little bit of trouble. I've done that because I've sold a site that I had half of it hosted on Homestead, and we ran into a few issues. But you know, it is the reason why my very first product I built on Homestead, and you know, and I'm here today doing this full time. So that was definitely a game changer for me. And you'll see how I use it in later videos. And for file hosting, I use Amazon S3. Uh, so like big video files like this one is hosted on Amazon S3. The reason why is because Amazon S3 allows for big files to be downloaded quickly and easily. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, it'll pick up the closest point and download the video. So I use Amazon S3 as my file hosting. You could also use, YouTube. The thing with YouTube is more public. So if you're hosting video files for like a product like this one, you would want to put it on Amazon S3 or something like that, where it's more private. Uh, Now, website building, I use WordPress. In my opinion, it doesn't get. WordPress is kind of it. I mean, WordPress has everything an internet marketer needs. I mean, as as far as WordPress goes, and the plugins. I mean, there's just like millions of plugins that could do. You could literally do anything with WordPress. So when I'm building my blogs, use WordPress. I've never really used anything else. There's no need to use anything else, in my opinion. WordPress is great. And again, Homestead, that's how I build my sales pages and things like that. Yeah, Homestead was definitely my secret weapon. And list management, I use Aweber as my autoresponder. I've never had a problem with them. They're great. It's funny because these companies, they go through like they just changed up the back end a little bit, and it's I think it's worse than the original. So I don't know why they sometimes can't just leave something if it's not fixed, don't break. If it's not broke, don't fix it, kind of thing. But Aweber is great. I've also used I also have a GetResponse account. That's another autoresponder. You probably heard of all these, but I use Aweber. That's my main list management company that I use. And Formattit is a cool tool. It's free. Formattit.com. Basically, what it is I'll write out my emails for my autoresponder, and I'll write out my email in regular Notepad, like Windows Notepad, and then I'll take that email, I'll copy it and paste it into Formattit, and I set that. You'll see inside Formattit, you could set it to the specific width. I'll usually set it to 60 and click Submit. And what Formattit does is Formattit formats your email to where it's easier to read within an email. So it makes the lines shorter. So your eyes don't have to go all the way across. And like I said in the list mastery video, you'll see more about how Formattit works. But that's a really cool tool, and it's free. For testing, tracking, and optimizing, I use Google Analytics. Cool thing is it's free, and you could easily set up goal conversion tracking, and you could set up analytics for your website. You'll see how I use that in detail in the testing, tracking, and optimizing video. Google URL shortener, that's cool. You can shorten URLs, and it also has a tracking function to it. Check it out. It's goo.gl, and you could actually make short URLs for different links, and it will track clicks. So you could actually, if you're doing something unique and you just want to hook up a special URL just to track clicks on if you're doing just a test campaign or something like that. Especially, I use Google URL shortener for tracking clicks when I'm doing solo ads, and I'll show you that later on in later videos. But that's Google URL shortener. I use that all the time. That's a great tool, and it's free. Product creation. Now I use Camtasia. I'm using Camtasia right now to record this video. The bad side is, the good side, Camtasia is awesome. The bad side is it's expensive. So, in my opinion, it's worth the money. So, you should. It's worth the money. So, it has a lot of functions, a lot of features. You could also use Jing. You could do a Google search on Jing. I should have added it in here, but it's limited. Jing is limited, but it's another good option. I use PowerPoint. As this video here, these slides were created in PowerPoint. I use that. You could also use, I think you use Keynote in Mac for Macs. Just a regular Word document. I personally use Microsoft Word, and you could use that for writing your reports, and just any Word document that has some kind of formatting to it. This way, once you write your report, you can format it to make it look nice and that kind of thing. PDF converter. Here's a free one. It's docupub.com/PDF convert. Basically, what I do, if I write a report, I format it all in Microsoft Word, and then I'll upload it to the PDF converter, and I'll convert it from a Word doc into a PDF doc, and then there you go. You have your report. It's real easy. It's free. That's cool. And for mind map, so if you want to use if you want to make a mind map product, and again, all of these product creations I'll cover in more detail in the easy product creation video, but another way to make a product is using mind maps. That's a really easy way to make make a product. And a free one is Bubble.us, is BUBBL.us. Really cool mind mapping software, and it's free. It's a web website that you could use. Merchant and affiliate accounts. I'm sure you definitely probably heard all these. ClickBank. I ClickBank lately has been a little bit of a pain, but I have all of my products so far have been put on ClickBank. I like ClickBank a lot because they handle everything. They handle affiliate payments. They send you checks every 2 weeks, and I've never ever had a late check or anything like that. They pay on time every time, and it's just easy to use. The thing with ClickBank is that they've got a lot stricter on approving products. So you have to, they sort of make you jump through a lot of hoops, and which is all right. But ClickBank, I've never had a problem with. Like I said, all of my products so far have been on ClickBank, and I will continue to use ClickBank. JVZoo is actually new to me, but it's a great affiliate platform. I'm actually using it a lot more. I'm starting to use it in my business now, just to, because it has a great affiliate following. There's a lot of great affiliates on JVZoo who are dedicated to using JVZoo. So, in my opinion, if you were to come out with a product, I would actually put your product on both JVZoo and ClickBank. And again, they have an affiliate side, so it's all in one. It's a merchant account. You could collect payments, and they pay you instantly with PayPal, and you collect payments, and they have an affiliate side where you could actually, it's also an affiliate account. So these two are probably, there's a lot more. I mean, there's a ton more, but ClickBank and JVZoo are probably two of the most reputable. And PayPal, they don't have, it's not a, it doesn't have an affiliate or anything like that. But if you just wanted to, let's say you had a list and you just put together a quick product, and you wanted to put a PayPal, a buy button on that, and send out a quick link to your email list and have payments just put right into your PayPal account. I personally use PayPal all the time. I actually have, you could actually get a PayPal debit card, which I have, and then you could take that debit card and you could just use that debit card like any other debit card, and go to ATM machines and take money out that way. So PayPal is definitely part of the mix. Now, as for graphics, I don't know if you're going to do your own graphics. But I personally use Photoshop. Again, that's a paid thing, and it's a little expensive. It's expensive, but I use Photoshop to do a lot of my graphic work. GIMP, GIMP.org. That's a free thing. It's just like Photoshop, but it's free, and you can use it online. So that's a good alternative for you. I don't really use GIMP because I have Photoshop, but I've heard GIMP is great. And regular old Paint Shop for I have Windows, so I use Paint Shop all the time. I mean, I don't know what the alternative is for Mac, but Paint Shop, I use that all the time. It's a combination between Paint Shop and Photoshop, so I'll switch back and forth, and I'll do different things in each one. And now, lastly, I want to get into productivity. I know we don't really focus on that, but a lot of the time, productivity is probably the number one reason that holds people back from doing things. Because what tends to happen is, especially when you start working for yourself, you really don't have a boss breathing down your neck. You're kind of responsible for your own productivity. And what tends to happen is you start working, and then you start checking email, and then you start Facebooking, and then you start going on YouTube, and then you go back and work for a minute, and then you go back to Facebook, and then you go back and check your email, and then pretty much a bunch of hours have gone by and you really haven't done nothing. So productivity, you should really spend a lot of time on here. And I have a few tools that I use to keep myself in line and keep myself productive. The number one tool is just willpower and getting yourself focused and working on your own thing. So you know what needs to be done. Obviously, the Niche Cash Machine Blueprint shows you what you need to do to be successful. It's up to you to make it happen. But these productivity tools will help you out. Trello. I'm sure you heard there was a big product launch. I could almost guarantee you probably saw it. That feature that showed that had Trello mentioned in it. That's where I actually heard about it for the first time. It's Trello.com, and it's really cool because you could actually plan out an entire project in it, and it's actually really cool. I definitely use it a lot now. I use it for a lot for copywriting, because I'll chunk out the whole if it's a sales page, I'll chunk it out in Trello and then put it all together. Um, but I'll cover that in the copywriting video. Clocking it. This is cool software. This is cool. It's a cool website. It's free. Clockingit.com. It's basically a online time clock where you could actually you input tasks, and then you could click on, let's say you put in a task, you put in a bunch of tasks that need to be done in your business, um, and you could actually click on it and it'll start a clock, it'll run a clock, and you could keep track of the time you're spending on each task and what needs to be done. So clocking it is cool. I really recommend it. It'll kind of keep you focused sometimes. And LastPass, as far as productivity, it's the reason why is because we go through a lot of things. We have a lot of web applications, a lot of username and passwords, and that kind of thing. LastPass, what it does is it stores all of your username and passwords to different things. So I have everything stored in LastPass, so if I never have to worry about username and passwords really, because this will autofill it in. Or let's say you forget, you could actually go into LastPass. You could go into your vault, and you could find your username and password for whatever you're doing. Because I mean, everything now has username and passwords, and that'll keep track of it all. So I definitely recommend LastPass. I use it all the time. If you see in some of my videos where I log in, it automatically logs me in, and that's from LastPass. So okay, so that is the tools that I use. I mean, there's a few other tools that I use once in a while, and you'll see them. You'll see them pop up, and you'll see me use them in later videos. But these were the tools that I use on a daily, if not weekly basis. So check some of them out. I'm sure you heard about some of them, and hopefully, there was a few nuggets in there that you haven't heard of, or just are thinking of a different, made you think differently. And like I said, I couldn't go into detail into each one here because we'd just be here forever. But you'll be seeing, and you'll get information overload. But you'll be seeing each of these tools used specifically in a later video. So again, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next video.